So guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I have the Bassjack's Amped wireless speaker. Now this is a synthetic leather speaker, so I guess it's lab created leather, which is nothing wrong with that. That's what you're into. Better than using regular animals, right? Some of the specifications for this, on the other hand, is that it does have a 1.5 to 2 hour battery life, though it takes just as long as it charges, as you can see right here. So if you're using it at about 100%, it's going to probably last about 1.5 hours. If you're using it between 70 to 80% maximum volume, you'll probably get that 2 hours of battery life. Bluetooth 5.3, you do get a 32-foot range, and unfortunately I don't see anything that says a IP rating, so just keep in mind that you want to make sure that you keep this away from water. I do want to also say that it does have USB-C, so it, current connections is what matters, seeing how everything uses USB-C nowadays. With that being said, let's unbox this together to see if this is actually worth the asking price. So once you unbox this product, you're going to see the instructions on top. Just keep that in mind. This is a USB-C cable right here already, but I am going to just go ahead and take that out. Now, I did notice something that's a little bit different from the box that I do find a little bit alarming. I'm assuming that this is how it was made in the factory. Let me just kind of put this to the side right here. If you notice, these squares aren't exactly even right here, which I'm not a huge fan of that. But again, it is a $7 product, but you could definitely tell that the stitching is kind of all over the place. So that's kind of a lack of quality control in my opinion. Though what I will say is that the Fox leather right here feels really, really good. Now, just keep in mind, if you decide to buy this in Five Below, I believe they do have different colors. If I forget the exact colors. They have different colors, I believe. 9 times out of 10, the design is going to be a little bit more vertical, properly done with a different device, but either way, still not bad so far. Anyway, you do have your volume knobs up here, but let me just go ahead and get over this real fast. USB-C cable, as we saw before, and this is the instructions right here. Just going to go ahead and open that up for anyone that's interested, and it shows you exactly what these keys do. The pause, play, the LED indicator, how to change songs, things like that. You have a power on and power off knob. It's actually right here, so you'll turn this and it actually powers on, and you'll turn it off. That's actually a pretty cool feature. And then you have your volume control here. Now my suggestion is to keep the volume up so that you can just adjust it from your phone, but it really depends on how you choose to use your device. Keep that in mind. I showed you how to pair it, charging your wireless speaker. Oh, totally forgot about that. So this is a USB-C right here, so this cable will fit right here without any issue whatsoever. But if you have your own USB cable, which is much longer, because if I had to guess, this one definitely isn't 6 feet or anything. This is probably just it's not that long of a cable. I would say about, I guess, 2 feet or so. Yeah, roughly 2 feet or so, like that. So it's not a very, very long cable at all. So keep that in mind. So just use your regular USB-C if you want to. Now it says technical specifications right here. We already talked about that. Bluetooth mode, apparently. It also has the FM radio. I did not know that. So I guess we'll try that mode in a little bit. I did not know that. And it says TWS mode. So apparently you're able to use 2 speakers in order to connect this, which you do have the option to do so, though you'll be spending closer to like $18. Let me see, at the taxes or so. Probably like $18, $19 or so at the taxes, if depending on where you live, if you buy 2 of these speakers. So like I said before, you have your mode button right here. This doubles down as your, also doubles down as your pause and play. You have your change songs right here. The volume has its own dedicated rocker, so that's actually a good thing. But yeah, I mean, the speaker looks pretty solid for the most part. I mean, I love the Fox leather aspect of that. I think that that's a nice little touch to their speaker, so I am hoping that the quality of sound is there, because sometimes it's hit and miss with this particular company. But let's check that out in the next section. So the syncing process for this headset is actually very simple. I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So you're going to turn this knob on. It's going to go through its loading prompt. And as you can see, the light is blinking right now. So it's putting itself in pairing mode as we speak. So instead of pairing it to the phone, I'm just going to show you how to pair it to a Nintendo Switch. Though what I will say is that the phone process is exactly the same. You're just going to go ahead and go to the settings. Right here where it says Bluetooth, pair device. I just want to go ahead and search the device right now. Just give it a couple seconds. It should take, depending on the type of device that you have, whether it's a Switch, Steam Deck, a phone, it just take a little time for it to register. So this is a Nintendo Switch, so last gen technology and all. Just give it a second. There we go. SP-0254 speaker. That's this guy right here. I'm going to tap it. All right, and we are connected. That fast, that easy. As you can see up top, that's the speaker. It is connected. Now, if you're an Apple user, you're going to go through the same process. Go to Bluetooth settings. You're going to search it. When you tap on the name of the speaker, it's going to automatically connect. For Android users, it might require you to do an extra step. Will it ask you if it wants to know your call log and messages or something like that? And it's up to you to say yes or no. But either way, you still would be able to sync the speaker. Just follow these instructions, and you should be good to go. Alright guys, so right here I have Prince of Persia playing. They actually made a newer game. I'm not sure if it came out this year or last year. Either way, it's not a bad little Metroidvania where you run sideways and whatnot. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn this up. Oh, setting current limited volume headphones. That's fine. Disable settings. There we go. So I disabled that setting so you guys can hear it now. So as you can see, the character's jumping around. I want you to be able to hear how accurate the sounds are when it comes to the speaker. Because there are a lot of speakers out there that aren't able to keep up with the sound of a lot of video games. But surprisingly, this one does a pretty good job. Oh, he got me. Okay, so it doesn't sound terrible or anything, but there is a drawback to using this, in my opinion. I'll explain it to you guys in a second. Let me just get a couple more seconds in. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you the drawbacks to this particular speaker. What I noticed is that I tried this with music off camera, of course, and I just wanted to hook this up to the Nintendo Switch, because a lot of times some speakers just don't have the capability of keeping up with a lot of movements and backgrounds and games and stuff like that. And not everybody uses their speakers for music. You might use it for a Steam Deck, you might use it for your PC, you might use it for anything else that has Bluetooth like gaming. You want to make sure that it keeps up with the quality of sound, the shots, gunfire, things like that. It even works for Call of Duty Mobile, believe it or not. Now, the drawback is that there's virtually no bass in this speaker. The quality of sound is okay. Now, if you're playing, like, let's say, rock music, if you're playing rap music and things like that, the speaker definitely suffers because it just doesn't have the capability of keeping up with all the instruments and having that level quality of music that you would normally hear in a headset. So, if you're a music lover, is that a fly over here? Get out of here. A gnat? This is my work. I'm at work right now, so don't judge me, I'm not at home. But anyway, like I was saying before, the quality of sound is definitely there. Dude, are you trying to mess up my video? The quality of sound is definitely there, though I do want to say that, you know, not everybody is going to be a fan of this particular speaker. Now, I can't imagine hooking up two speakers really sounding that much better, especially given the fact that one doesn't sound that great. But for that person out there that likes this physical aesthetic, how it looks and things like that, you may not necessarily want the best sound, but instead you just want something that's a little bit louder than your traditional system. So to keep that in mind, you heard how loud this was. I just want to play the Nintendo Switch by itself so we can do a comparison difference. So watch this. See what I'm saying? So it does add a level of volume, the speaker itself, that's a little bit louder than the Nintendo Switch plainly, but it's not that dramatically better where you're going to be like, I'd rather use this speaker than my loudspeaker on my Switch. If this was a higher end speaker with a little bit more bass, because again, bass jacks, they make mixed products on a regular basis. I do think that they actually do a better job in a lot of their other products, surprisingly. This one, in terms of music quality, isn't quite there, but it does keep up with all the explosions and stuff that you would expect out of a lot of the video games that someone would play. So there's that, if you want to consider that a good thing. So the radio is actually very easy to use, and instead of showing you what the prompt says, I'm just going to just walk you through it. So it says to go ahead and plug up this cable right here. Apparently this acts as an antenna. It doesn't say you have to plug it in or anything, but this cord itself acts as an antenna. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just power this on like so. I'm just going to let it go through its prompt right now, and I am going to turn the volume down here so that, you know, it won't be blasting and blaring in your ears. So from here, you hold the mode button down for a couple seconds. When it switches over, it's now in radio mode, believe it or not. See? Now, in order for you hear the song. Now, normally you would press this button right here and once, and it will just go through the process of just finding different stations for you. And then once it finds all the stations, all you have to do is just press forward or backwards in order to change the stations. See how that works? So it's a very simple process, though I am going to turn it down right now, primarily because I don't want to get copyrighted for radios and voices and TV shows on the radio right now. But it is a full working FM radio. What I will also say is if you don't have this cord plugged in, you will notice a difference in the quality of the radio, where some of the stations won't even work at all. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to just put it back in Bluetooth mode, all you got to do is just hold this button. Boom, it's automatically back into Bluetooth mode, or you could just turn it off and then turn it back on, and it'll automatically go back to Bluetooth mode. So you will have to manually every single time put it in the actual FM radio in order to use it. So to answer the question whether this is actually worth the asking price, to be honest with you, it's Five Below. Now, I've done Bassjack's products, many of them on the channel. I actually started the channel with budget products, and I've had better speakers on the Bassjacks. I had much better bass and better battery life for the same asking price. Though I do like I said before, I like the false leather. I do like the way that this looks. I think it's a unique looking speaker. You have a physical button for on and off. You have your physical volume button that you could turn a knob to. And you have your mode, which you can switch it over to Bluetooth. And these act as if they're, what's the word looking for here? These two buttons in Bluetooth, not Bluetooth mode, but radio mode, active changing the station. So it does have a lot of features with it. But the quality of sound, in my opinion, is really suffering. It's not really there. Now, I don't expect it to have, you know, high quality speakers or anything like that. I'm actually lowering my expectations based on the products that Bassjacks normally make. And this to me is a little underwhelming, especially when it comes to the music department. Aesthetically, it is pleasing to the eye, though when you start really looking at the imperfections right here and how uneven this is and stuff like that, you start noticing just how cheap this product actually is, and it kind of brings you back down to reality. But outside of that, if you buy this for someone at $7 and they never had a Bluetooth speaker, they're not really concerned about that. To me, it is a thought that counts, so I don't think it's a horrible speaker. I just think that for the asking price, you can probably get something also at Five Below that sounds a whole lot better. And, you know, avoid this if you can. Get it, worst case scenario, if everything else is gone. Anyway, like and subscribe like always. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, be safe, peace.